Γεια σας, όλους σας, είναι ο Jonathan εδώ και καλώς ήρθατε πίσω στο Doki Literal Club Plus. Λοιπόν, κανονίσαμε εδώ όλες αυτές τις ιστορίες, όπως βλέπετε, με την Sayori και την Natsuki. Και τώρα έχουμε την ιστορία με την Monika και την Yuri, να δούμε αυτές οι δύο πώς τα βρήκανε. Και μετά στο τέλος έχουμε την Natsuki και την Yuri. Μετά ποιος άλλος ξέρει τι θα γίνει, τι άλλο μετά θα συμβεί, ποιος ξέρει. Θα πρέπει απλώς να περιμένουμε και να δούμε τι θα γίνει μετά. Αλλά παιδιά, αυτή ήταν απλώς μια τρελή περιπέτεια που έχουμε περάσει με τα doki. Ξεκινήσαμε εδώ πέρα με την Monika και την Sayori, μετά η Sayori με την Yuri, μετά η Natsuki ήρθε στο πάρτι, γνωριστήκαν και γίνανε καλές φίλες. Τώρα η Sayori με την Natsuki γίνανε καλές φίλες. Αλλά τώρα θα η ώρα να μάθουμε πώς γίνανε καλές φίλες η Monika με την Yuri. Και μετά η Yuri με την Natsuki. Γι' αυτό ας ξεκινήσουμε πρώτον με αυτό. A boring day. Όχι, I'm bothering you. Am I bothering you? Όχι, αυτό είναι αυτό. No. Okay. Just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared you interrupt. Well, it's within my expressions to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. Maalista. That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding. Nah, after. It's not so bad to be social if I let others do the work, so it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. Nah. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone is being too silly for me to keep up with. Ναι, είναι αυτό, όταν είσαι ας πούμε στο βιβλίο σου και έχεις πολλούς ανθρώπους που δεν ξέρεις ή ανθρώπους που ξέρεις, είναι λίγο δύσκολο να συγκεντρωθείς. Συμφωνώ απόλυτα και αυτό. Yuri glanced across the room at Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch a piece of a cookie that Natsuki is lobbing into the air, but the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. Maybe I should say something. No need. They just ran out of cookie. What a waste. They're really becoming good friends, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. Ναι, σε υποθέτω Sayori θέλει οι φίλους της να είναι χαρούμενοι, χωρίς να ανησυχούμε για εκείνη, να υποθέτω. But the two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. No. Well, yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, have we? Όχι, υποθέτω. Υποθέτω πως το λένε, ήσασταν όλοι σας συγκεντρωμένοι με την Sayori και την Natsuki, χωρίς να ήσασταν ο ένας με τον άλλον. Though that might be particularly my fault since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Not at all. I've probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility is equally on me, at least, to display some opponents to engage. Well, what about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? I just read. Okay, δηλαδή όταν γίνεται ένα διάλειμμα περίμενα, όταν γίνεται ένα διάλειμμα δεν πηγαίνεις να μιλάς με φίλους, απλώς μόνο συγκεντρώνεσαι στο διάβασμα. Λογικό μου ακούγεται για κάποιους ανθρώπους. Λογικό μου ακούγεται. Oh. But I like it that way. Ναι, απλώς θέλει λίγο να διαβάσει ένα βιβλίο που της αρέσει. Και εγώ διαβάζω βιβλίο μερικές φορές, να σας δείξω. Διαβάζει μερικές φορές λίγο αυτό, έχω ακόμα πολλές σελίδες για αυτό το βιβλίο, οπότε και εγώ διαβάζω λίγο. Λογικό μου ακούγεται που λέει η Yuri. It feels nice to be cared of again after a morning of classes. Do you always read fantasy? If fantasy θες να πεις. Oh, not always. I suppose it's all I've read as recently, but only because I'm in the middle of this series. There are still 2 more books after this one. Πράγματι. I guess those long books suit you well since you spend so much time reading. Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that I'm more or less indiscriminated to genres. I'll read anything with depth and maturity. Oh, yeah. Even like romance? Well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh, come on, Yuri, you know what I mean. Monika lowers her voice. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you two do. Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely and people were mean to me a lot. So it kind of felt like, please don't make me think about the past. Hehe, sorry, I just got super curious. You know, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun. Absolutely not. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame like Natsuki. Τι? Αυτό δεν τι σημασία έχει αυτό τώρα. Ouch. Sorry, I swear I didn't mean that. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. Unlike that for things in my past to you now, things I felt too embarrassed to re-experience. There's nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki interest in Magna, reminding me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. It makes me think that she'll likely grow out of it too. Hey, were you talking about me? No, we were just talking about how our interests have changed over the years. When did you get into Magna, Natsuki? Like a couple of years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Oh yeah. What was it that inspired you to get more into it? I don't know. I guess let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, I was just like really fed up with a lot of things and I got super into this one series that I really relate to. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be by myself. Hey, kind of like Yuri. Monika. Sorry, that's completely wrong, so it's still cool that you both really found your things. They're almost like upsides, but it sounds like they help you a lot though. Hard times. You know it. Wow. What the heck is that book? Even bigger than the last one you were reading. It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. How high do you think it would go if you stacked up the whole series? Natsuki estimates by holding her hand high above her head, seizing up an imaginary stack. I should get one of those mangas that's like 50 volumes long so that I can say I've read more than you, hahaha. Not that I have the money for that. Please, that would hardly count when your books only have a few words per page. I know, I was just joking. I could never actually read books like yours, it's too boring for me. Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki. It's not boring. Chill, I said for me, not for you. I can have my own opinions, Gnome. I just think it's too convoluted. Sayori, are those from the floor? From the flower? No. Gross. Also, wash your hands before touching any of my books. But my hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are there even if you can't see them. Fine. Sayori trots out the door and Natsuki follows. Yuri, you look a little upset. What kind of nerve does she have to call my hobby boring? It could be boring. Well, she did correct herself. Hardly, she was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone. But she knows well how much these mean to me, so how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the thing you hate about it? I'm sorry, Yuri. You may be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Especially in the literal club, so I should figure out how to discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books, and also your ability to get through them so quickly. Thank you. Okay, well, this is something that I'll have to think about and revisit. Nah, I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you. Common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected. Then, either way, I'll do my best. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monika, but I'm skeptical. Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the Literal Club is a place where we get to share things that we're really passionate about. But that also means we should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our difference into positive energy for each other. Aren't you being a little dramatic about this? This is important to me. Well, sorry. I just feel like I'm being accused or something. No. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm sorry if I came up that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language, and I thought it would be a good topic for the literal club, don't you think? I'm sure we're going to have difference in opinion, a lot of, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club. If you say so. Sure. The cool thing about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel when receiving our thought. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sayori, what's your favorite food? I have them organized by category. Should I start with snacks or do you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast? Oh jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit? That's easy. Cherries. Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty. What? Cherries are delicious! Whoa, that's a pretty strong reaction. Well, I just don't understand how somebody could think cherries are nasty. Ναι, δεν μας αρέσουν όλοι μας τα κεράσια ή οι φράουλες. How does it make you feel? I don't know. Sad. Defensive, maybe? Yeah, I got defensive. See, the reason you had such a strong reaction wasn't just because I don't like cherries. It's because you felt like your opinion was under attack. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. But when I say something like I think cherries tasted nasty, I'm using objective language. I'm challenging Sayori reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty. Wait, hold on. How is that objective when you just said it was only your own opinion? No. It has to do with the way our brains interpret the words. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Like Sayori. Let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty. Good. So, what is interest of that? I said like, I've tried cherries and they're not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty is a nasty word. Okay, so cherries was kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about cherries, I just talked about my feelings and Sayori didn't get defensive. So instead of clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our difference. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not gonna quiz you or something. I know that. I was just... sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to put all of my language through a filter just to protest someone's feelings. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across to other people. I'm only suggesting it was a tool to help turn your difference into a positive experience rather than an argument. Right, Sayori? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Oh, come on. So Yuri, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that I help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been adopted? I'm sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. How about a cherry sundae? You are welcome to dupe me anytime, but beloved president, buying your people's loyalty, how deplorable. Oh, like you would turn down a free sundae, Yuri. You were currently a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week. That was, I was reading and not keeping track of them. Oh, that's enough. We're getting off topic. So, now that we have the gist of it, how about we try it with something more related to the club? Like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our difference in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start? Well, I'd rather not. No. How come? Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. It's just going to start a fight. No, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion. Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child. You don't have to cuddle my feeling. I always think it's more respectable to just speak your mind. Respectable? Yuri expressions changes at the word. As Monika recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter of Yuri. For Yuri, sorry. Well, the point of the exegesis isn't exactly like. It's fine. I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entered to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and nonsense in my reading material. I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level. Oh well, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were gonna say that manga's for children or something. Like, I don't hear enough of that. But there's plenty of deep manga. I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger. What, are you serious? What? Are you serious? How come you never told me? Because I'm past that point in my life and I really prefer not to revisit it. I prefer more mature things now. Excuse me? Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that Magna is immature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it? Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you. Natsuki! Nobody immature. I've read Natsuki's Magna and Yuri Fantasy, and I love them both in their own way. Okay. It's great that you like it, but I still find it boring. Boring isn't subjective. Okay, it bores me, that's subjective. But, the thing about... This is ridiculous. Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was just going to make people upset. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think. But I always got the impression that you certainly looked down upon me, so I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business. What, have you looked into a mirror? Have you looked into a mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling all of my interest immature. You can't. Please, stop. Και σε Γιώρη αρχίζει να κλαίει. Δεν είναι ώρα για τσακωμούς, παιδιά, ελάτε τώρα. Please. You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends. I didn't mean for this to happen. Well, it did. So please, don't invite yourself to try and solve other people's problems next time, okay? Yuri Pressing's words sent the club room into a choked silence as she gathered her things. She leaves. Holy crap. I've never heard her sound like that before. She must be so pissed. Well, you weren't very nice either, so... I was just saying... How did this happen? It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict when I know how bad I am at the thing with conflicts. It was a really stupid thing for me to do. It's nobody's fault, and it wasn't stupid. Everyone is the club. Is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the thing we really love. Honestly, she kind of brought it upon herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not into Magna, but if you actually look down on other people for it, that's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugar coating things. It's about just recognizing and understanding our difference. Okay, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. Ισχύει. Αυτό ισχύει απόλυτα που λέει. So I see what you were trying to do. But I really think the problem here is her not just like the way we talked to each other, right? I mean, Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. I'm sure she'll be reflecting on this, actually. Thinks everyone should. I'll be fine. I'll figure out something out. Wow. I'm just like saying that instinctively. I'm just setting myself up to cause more problems. This wasn't your fault, Monika. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out. Because I can just move on now. But... it's fine. I promise. Let's just get our mind off this, okay? In fact, It's a good opportunity to read some manga without having to worry about reading Yuri's superiority complex. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay? Sorry. I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answers, but I at least know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Monika says that, but her unleashing is given way by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This was bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other the least out of anyone, and this is the reason. As Yuri and Natsuki process to distract themselves with manga, Monika sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Will the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? Monika desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Yuri doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. Wow. Άρχισαν έναν τσακωμό αυτοί οι δύο. Και ίσως γι' αυτό η Yuri δεν ήθελε, πώς το λένε, να τα κάνει όλα αυτά. Έγινε ένας τσακωμός που δεν τα βρίσκανε και ξαφνικά δες τι έγινε. Η Yuri τους έβλεπε να τσακώνονται και λέει, σας παρακαλώ μην τσακώνεστε. Και η Yuri προσπάθησε να το εξηγήσει και από πριν αυτόν στην Monika, αλλά η Monika απλώς κατάλαβε τώρα το λάθος της. Αλλά όμως θα το καταφέρει να το διορθώσει. Και μας έχουν μείνει άλλα 3 επεισόδια εδώ πέρα για να μάθουμε τι θα γίνει στη συνέχεια. Αλλά θα καταφέρει η Monika να το λύσει το πρόβλημα. Το I've lost her, oh my god. Είναι όλα αυτά που βλέπουμε, υποθέτω, αλλά τέλος πάντων. Peace by peace. Α, ναι, αυτό που ακούγαμε. Λοιπόν, τώρα μάθαμε τι ακριβώς γίνεται με την Yuri και την Monika. Η Yuri δεν ήθελε να γίνει, πώς το λένε, αυτό τώρα που έλεγε, ξέχασα τώρα τι ήταν αυτό που έλεγε. Και η Monika το πρότεινε να το κάνει. Και ξαφνικά το έκανε όλο αυτό σε έναν τσακωμό που η Yuri και η Natsuki δεν τα βρήκανε καλά. Αλλά ξέρετε όμως τι πιστεύω? Πιστεύω ότι μόλις τελειώσουμε την ιστορία με την Monika και την Yuri, στο πρώτο επεισόδιο θα καταλάβω πολύ καλά πως η Natsuki και η Yuri θα τσακωθούν για κάτι. Αλλά μετά θα τα βρούνε. Και μετά ποιος ξέρει, θα βρούμε το τελευταίο επεισόδιο το πως γίνανε όλοι καλοί φίλοι. Ποιος ξέρει. Αλλά τέλος πάντων θα σταματήσουμε όλα μέχρι εδώ. Καταλαβαίνω και την Natsuki τι θέλει να πει γι' αυτό. Κάποιοι θέλουν, αλλά κάποιοι δεν θέλουν. Και ο καθένας έχει τις διαφορές του, υποθέτω. Δεν μπορείς να καταλάβεις τον άλλον όταν ο άλλος λέει δεν έχω όρεξη να κάνω το μάγνα ή αυτή να κάνει τη φαντασία της. Ο καθένας έχει, υποθέτω, το δικό του. Ούτε εγώ, ας πούμε, ξέρω τι θέλω να διαβάσω ή τι δεν θέλω να διαβάσω. Τώρα, τι θα γίνει στο επόμενο επεισόδιο, πώς η Monika θα το διορθώσει όλο για την Yuri και για όλους. Ό,τι δείξει. Για τώρα, σταματάμε όλοι μέχρι εδώ. Αν σας άρεσε, μην ξεχάσετε να βάλετε μια εγγραφή και να like αυτό εδώ το βίντεο. Και πάνω θα σας δω στο επόμενο βίντεο. Γεια σας!